This year's G20 summit brought together nations representing 3/4 of the world's population, 2/3 of global GDP, and 3/4 of the world's trade. And that's without the United States formally attending. It's a reminder that the center of gravity in the global economy is shifting. The last century was defined by concentration of capital, production, and power. The next one will be defined by diffusion of technology, of energy, and influence, by the rise of the global south and new roles for middle powers like Canada, to multilateral arrangements that work for all. Our task is to ensure that Canada doesn't only endure this shift, but that we prosper under it. And that demands a new economic strategy. That's why Canada is signing new deals with new partners, diversifying our trade and attracting billions of dollars of new investment into our country. Under South Africa's presidency, this G20 is focused on solidarity, equality, and sustainability, priorities that Canada strongly supports. At a time when too many countries are retreating into geopolitical blocs or the battlegrounds of protectionism, Canada believes that the G20 must remain a bridge. At this year's summit, we've deepened our partnerships. Well, in South Africa, we've announced the opening of FinDev Canada's new office in Cape Town. This office will finance sustainable development projects and connect Canadian firms to new opportunities across Africa. Canada and South Africa have also just agreed to launch discussions on a new foreign investment protection agreement, which will catalyze even greater private sector engagement in the infrastructure, clean energy, and minerals space in this country. We have advanced work on a critical minerals production alliance building on the G7 standard-based markets roadmap, and we've secured South Africa's agreement to continue those discussions toward greater cooperation on the sourcing, responsible sourcing of those minerals and investor protection. We have 60, I believe, you can double check the number, 62 leaders around that table. And that's multilateralism. And the job, I look at it more from who shows up, who engages, who does the work, and who builds. And Canada shows up and Canada engages. I think collectively we've made a lot of progress. Now, I'm not going to oversell it because there are big challenges to multilateralism. We all know that. And the nature of that is in flux. And in fact, that will be the topic of the formal session this morning is where does the G20 go from here? For example, with respect to Ukraine and the 28-point plan. We are a core member of the Coalition of the Willing. You would have seen a demonstration of that yesterday with the meeting. European leaders, a core group of European leaders, the Prime Minister of Japan, ourselves, and which formed a common position. And that common position is communicated. Our national security advisors are meeting today in Geneva, in Canada's, and a common position communicated to do the additional work that's required on the peace plan there. Each of us do not need to call President Trump and communicate that position. We forge that position's been communicated. The follow-up is being done by our national security advisors. I will be speaking with President Zelensky later today just to close the loop on some aspects of that. Okay.
Next question.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download MetroTV Extend sekarang.